Another beautiful day in paradise. Paradise is wherever you are. It's like the old cliche, home is where the heart is. And paradise is wherever I am. I make the most of every day, every moment. A couple things I want to talk about. One is exposure. Um, this week, we're talking. This video will go up in a day or so, but this week is the Biden impeachment hearings going on. The point is, from where I sit and a lot of people sit, this is not about really impeaching Biden. Anybody who's half awake can see he's not running the nation anyway. There's puppet masters behind him. That's another thing I'm not going to get into right now. But this is exposure to the Biden crime family, which there is. The evidence is there. I've had the laptop from hell for a couple of years, like me and thousands of people have, that show not just Hunter Biden smoking crack with prostitutes, but contracts with Burisma. Anyway, that's all coming out. But, and this is about exposure. So this is about exposing the public to the shenanigans that are going on. It's not really about impeachment. It is to a sense. I mean, he will be removed at some point, whether that be the 25th Amendment, whether that be he just disappears, or whether that be impeachment. But the really important thing is exposure. We are going through unprecedented times, and as I've said before, light is showing on dark. That means we, the people, gave up our power a long time ago. We've been at each other's throats by powers that be for decades. I've talked about all this, but we need exposures going on now to get the people who are still asleep to wake up to the shenanigans that are being put upon us by powers that be on all sides, on many, many different levels, from the spiritual to the religious level, to the science level, to the archaeology level, geology level, history level, the medical level. So many things coming out. So this is about exposure and helping people wake up. Once they wake up, we the people have the power back, because we will demand it, and that is happening. So also the Trump trials coming on. I always mention to look at the big picture. Always take the 40,000 foot view. Stand on the moon and look down. This is anybody, again, who's half asleep, and this is not the defense of Trump necessarily, though I do support him. But you can see that this is a two-tier justice system. That these charges brought up against Trump are just, they're reaching. They're for straws. You know, it's anyway. But this is going ahead because this is going to bring more exposure. Trump is going to bring more exposure to the shenanigans that are being going on, from the two-tier justice system to the legal to all that. From January 6th to the all this stuff going on. It's coming out, the exposure. So eyes wide open. Keep an eye on what's going on, because it's so much bigger than the headlines you're reading. We're in unprecedented times. The other thing I want to talk about just briefly is what happened last week. It's just, even by my standards, I'm ready for anything, including the alien invasion, if it happens. But I'm still gobsmacked occasionally when I see something, and that is the Canadian Parliament getting up all in unison and clapping and enthusiastically giving a standing ovation to a Nazi war criminal, basically a guy from Ukraine who was part of a Polish regiment that was an SS officer. That regiment was responsible for burning alive over 1,000 Poles. This is all history. So you can look at this two ways. It's just so outrageous every way you look at it. There is no way you can explain this away. Trudeau, the moron Trudeau tried, but it's just, you have to look at it and go, what is going on here? Are all the people in Parliament that dumb? Well, yeah. But are they all these trained SEALs that just get up and bark and clap for whatever it is? Didn't anybody do their due diligence? Doesn't anybody know about history? I mean, Russians, by the way, were an ally to the Canadians during World War II. But can people be really, I do believe they're that dumb, but you have to think about the entire Parliament. Can they be that stupid to not know who this guy was? Or there's the more conspiracy-minded people, like me, who think that they're floating. Canada has always been sort of the floating stuff out there for the rest of the world to see how it will take bites. That's from the digital passports to the COVID lockdowns to the vaccines to all that stuff. and seeing how well it flies. So maybe they can do it in other parts of the world. Are they trying to really maybe see that this sort of real fascism might be a little bit more acceptable under the guise that we're fighting Russia and Putin and all that? I don't know. There's a lot more that meets the eye to this, though. The Ukraine, if you do any research, Azov Battalion in the Ukraine, which is one of the big battalions, are Nazis. There's pictures of them. They're Nazis. There's a lot of pro-Nazi in Ukraine, but you're going to have to figure that out and see it if you actually do the research and quit looking at the mainstream media, which most people are starting to disbelieve. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for today. I'm going to go float in the pool here. My friend Lily. Lily, you want to say hello? Hi. She's a sweetheart. We go for walks every day. Okay, talk to you soon.